Well, happy Thursday, everyone. It is April 30th, the last day of April. It's our 29th day of distance learning, and we're almost done with our first 6 weeks of distance learning. Let's get to work. Okay, it's time for us to practice writing our letter X. Remember, we started our smiley face. We go diagonal, lift our pen or pencil, but I also want to say we go straight up to where we left off and then make our other diagonal. If you do that, you'll see that the X stays nice and tight. Diagonal, diagonal. I apologize. Diagonal, 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 diagonal. Make sure you're going all the way down to the bottom line. Make sure that when you finish your first diagonal, you go straight up to start your next diagonal. Diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. Oops, I did it my left-handed way. I started over here instead of starting over here. It happens. Diagonal, diagonal. Let's see how many I got on the first row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I almost got them all on the first row, but I'm going to go down to the next line and do another diagonal. Oh, that's my left-handed way. I caught it, so I'm going to redo it. Diagonal, diagonal. Done with my capital X's, and now I'm going to start my lowercase x. Remember, that one is the same thing, only we do it from the dotted line to the bottom. Diagonal, 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 lift, diagonal, diagonal, lift, diagonal, diagonal, lift, diagonal. You want to try and keep your crosses in the middle, not too far down. Oh my, that kind of looks like a V, and not too high up. Still looks like an X, but it is kind of messy. I don't like those. I'm not going to count those. Diagonal. Oh, did it my left-handed way again. Diagonal, 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 diagonal. Let's see how many I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need one more. Diagonal, diagonal. And that gave me my 8 lowercase x's. Now, today, because it's Thursday, we are supposed to be wearing shirts that have words on them. Today, I wore a shirt that has special meaning to me. It's a shirt for a friend. Her name is Carrie. And the shirt says, Carrie Strong, and it has a school bus on it. It also says, no one fights alone. My friend Carrie drives a school bus for our district. Some of you may have even seen her, and this year she's had some medical problems that have kept her at home sick. She's feeling much better now, but she had these shirts made to remind her friends and family that no one fights alone, that when you have a problem, you surround yourself with friends and family. So my shirt's in honor of Carrie. Let's see if I can say the names of the letters and their sounds. The letter K has a K sound. The letter E has 2 sounds. It has the E sound and the E sound. R, there's 2 R's. They both have the sound. And even though this is a silly I, it's not the way we normally write it. It still is an I, and it has 2 sounds because it's a vowel. It has the sound of its name, I, and the I sound. Strong, S, has the S sound. T has the T sound. R, O, because it's a vowel, has 2 sounds. It has the sound of its name, O, and the other sound, A. N has the N sound, and G has the G sound. Now there's more letters down there, but today in the weekly happenings, Miss Doe has asked us to see if we can find words somewhere in our house. So I'm going to have the camera turn around to our refrigerator. My refrigerator has a lot of words on it, and I figured it would be really easy for us to find some good words. Like I see Yogurtland in Yorba Linda. I see Lakewood Veterinary Hospital. That's where I used to take my dogs and cats. I see Tennessee. That's the name of a state. So I'm going to pick one of these, and I'm really looking for something that has an X in it. I thought that would be a fun challenge. Let's see if there are any words over here. Ooh, I see a word that has a Z. Cheeseheads Pizza. That's a really yummy place to eat in Arizona. but I don't see anything with an X. See if you guys can find an X. But for today, I'm going to focus in on my Disney dollar. I'm going to see if I can say the names and sounds of Disney and dollars. D, D. I, because it's a vowel, has the name I and I. S, S. N, N. E has both E and E. Y, Y has the I sound sometimes and the E sound sometimes. D, D. O has O and A. LL has OO. A, because it's a vowel, has A and A. R has and S has S. See if you can find any words in your house where you can practice saying the names of the letters and the sounds and really look for the letter X. Okay, now on Thursdays I usually have us draw a really big letter and we fill it up with different things. We glue things on it, we paint on it, we color on it. And today I'm going to be using sidewalk chalk. It's such a beautiful day, I thought we'd get outside. So in order to use the sidewalk chalk, I'm going to have to get down on the ground. I'm going to see if I can make the biggest X I can. So I'm going to start way over here and do a very long diagonal. Pick up my chalk, go back up to the top, and do a very long diagonal. Now, I don't think that shows up really well, so I'm going to do it again with blue right next to it. I got a dog walking all over my X. Holla, my goodness. Okay, so there's my capital X, and next to it I'm going to make a lowercase x. Definitely smaller. And I'm going to try one more teeny tiny X. See if you guys can see this one. I just had to make it the smallest X possible. All right, guys, have some fun playing with your largest and smallest. Okay, so here we are. We're doing our calendar, and we're going to start with the month. You guys have been talking about this month for a long time. We know it's April, but this is the last time we have April, and tomorrow we'll have a new month. Let's do our Days of the Week song. You guys ready? Days of the week. Days of the week. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, snap, snap. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, 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 snap, snap. Make sure you're practicing your days of the week and months of the year songs. Now, we normally do our pattern next. And remember, this time I told you the pattern works diagonally and also across. So let's see if we can figure out what it's going to be today. I have umbrella, raindrops, rainbow. Umbrella, I think you guys have an idea, but I'm also going to check diagonally. Ooh, that kind of gives me a clue what this one's going to be. Let's see if you guys got it right. I have it right here. The last day of April is raindrops. You've got the pattern. Getting really good at patterns, guys. All right, Super Preppies, I want to hear everyone counting. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I'm going fast today. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We made it all the way up to 30 and the end of our month. I'm so happy. Now, let's figure out what day of the week today is. I'm going to put my little hat on today's number, and I'm going to go all the way up to the top, and I see it is Thursday. Today is Thursday. Well, if I'm going to look at what yesterday was, I have to go to the number before it. So yesterday, I'm going to go all the way up. Here we go to the top, and I see that yesterday was Wednesday. Tomorrow will be, well, I don't know yet because we haven't had it yet. So I'm just going to put this next to it. I'm going to follow it up, Tomorrow is going to be not only a brand new month because we're done with April, it's also going to be Friday. Tomorrow will be Friday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go out and take a look at the weather. It's a beautiful day out today, and I'm not even going to put out the cards. I think you already know what you would say. You would say, today is sunny. So let me put our weather is sunny. That's our calendar for the day. Oh, we have one more thing to do today. We have an estimation jar. Let me get it ready. Here's my estimation jar, and I have to estimate how many animal crackers I just put in. Well, remember, an estimation is an educated guess. It does not mean that you sit there and count every single cracker inside. It means that you look at what's in there and you make a reasonable guess. I know there's not 200 animal crackers in here. Oh my goodness, no way. But I'm going to give you guys a quick look. I'm going to turn them around. I'm going to show you the bottom. And I'm going to tell you your guess is going to be probably more than 5 and less than 20. Make your estimation and we'll count at the end of the video. Okay, so now we're going to do our math. Let me get my happy face up here and I'm going to get my 8s going. Around and around all the way to the bottom. Kind of looks like an S. Around and around back up to the top. Boys and girls, I'm going to ask that you take your time when you're drawing these. This is not a race, and I really don't like it when kids go too fast because then they don't give their best work. When you're learning how to make letters and numbers, if you take your time and think about it, around and around down to the bottom, around and around back up to the top, you find yourself making really good letters and numbers, like these 8s right here. When you go faster, it's just normal that your letters are not going to be as neat. Your numbers are not going to be as easy to see. So please make sure that when you're going around and around, that you go all the way to the bottom and you think about that. And that when you go back up, you try to make this a really good circle, around and around. Try your best. Try not to go too fast. And really impress yourself and your family with how neat you can do your numbers. Now we were supposed to do 8. I know I did more than 8. I think I'm going to have my son pick out which 8 he likes best. Since I did a really good job on all of them, this might be tough for him to figure out. Oh, well, he scribbled on my 8, but he chose a really good 8. I like this one. Remember, you can always choose your own or have someone in the family choose theirs too. Now today we're going to practice counting. So I am going to count to someone. I know you've got brothers and sisters and moms and dads at home that can probably help you with the counting. I'm going to count to my flamingo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That wasn't enough practice for me. I think I'm going to count to my little white bear. You ready, white bear? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, I did a pretty good job. And let's see, who else can I count to? I know I can count to my son. All right, are you ready, Adam? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now my son gets to leave. He did not want me to count to him. Count to as many people as you can, and even try this as a bonus. Try counting backwards. I'm going to put up my fingers to help me, because when I take away a finger each time, it makes it easier for me to see what number I still need to do. So I'm going to count backwards to you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I counted backwards. See if you guys can do that too. Today's story is another good train story called The Little Red Caboose. This story was written by Marion Potter and drawn or illustrated by Tibor Gergely. I know we've seen Tibor's work before. The little red caboose always came last. First came the big black engine puffing and chuffing. Then came the box cars. Then came the oil cars. Then the coal cars. Then the flat cars. Sometimes they were switched around in different ways, but the little red caboose always came last. Boys and girls waved at the big black engine. They listened to the box cars and the oil cars and the coal cars and the flat cars go clickety-clack, clickety-clack. But by the time the little red caboose came along, the boys and girls were turning away because the little red caboose always came last. Holy smoke, said the little red caboose. I wish I were a flat car or a coal car or an oil car or a box car so boys and girls would wave at me. How I wish I were a big black engine puffing and chuffing way up at the front of the train. But I'm just the little old red caboose. Nobody cares for me. One day, the train started up a mountain. Up went the big black engine. Up went the box cars. Up went the oil cars. Up went the coal cars. Up went the flat cars. Up went the little red caboose. Hang on tight, little caboose, called the flat car. This is a long, tall mountain, and you are the last car on the train. Don't I know it? Oh, sighed the little red caboose. Poor me. The train went slower and slower and slower. Soon it was hardly moving. It looked as if that train could not get up the mountain. Look out, little caboose, called the flat car. The train is starting to slip back down this long, tall mountain. Not if I can help it, said the little red caboose. And he slammed on his brakes and he held tight to the tracks and he kept that train from sliding down the mountain. Then, bump, the little red caboose felt something push him from behind. It was two big black engines. They pushed the train up to the top of the mountain. We couldn't have done it, said the big black engines, if it had not been for the little red caboose. Everyone cheered and the little red caboose nearly burst with pride. Now children wave at the big black engine and at all the cars. But they save their biggest waves for the little red caboose, because the little red caboose saved the train. This was one of my son's favorite train books. I know I say that a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so now it's the time when we normally do an art or craft or some kind of physical PE activity. Today, since we're reviewing insects in science, and today's science review was ants, I decided to do ants at a picnic table. In order to do this project, you'll need a piece of paper, some black and red paint, although you can use any color for the picnic table, a paintbrush, a pencil, and a pen. Let's get started. Now, preppies, if painting is not something that you're really good at and you want some practice, Mom and Dad can start by putting some lines for you to follow down the page. I'm going to put some squiggly lines, and then I'm going to pick up my paintbrush, and I'm going to trace those lines. I'm going to follow them all the way down. If I need some more paint, I'll just put some more paint on. Notice how I am rubbing my paintbrush against the side of my cup so I don't have drips. Now, moms and dads, if you feel, nah, my kids got it, they don't need a line to trace, that's fine. You can see I did not put any lines for the cross ones. I'm just going to draw those. Okay, we're going to do this up and down, all the way to the bottom of the paper. Now, I do not use a lot of paint in my cup just because I know I don't need a lot. It goes to waste if you put too much in. All right, now super preppies, I'm done with my tablecloth and I need to add some ants. You can use your pointer finger to dip into the paint. I'm going to use my pinky just because it's a smaller finger. So I'm going to dip it in and make a circle and go 1, 2, 3. 3 dots. And that's going to be my ants. You can see I'm going to put more than one. I want ants all over this picnic table, crawling around, looking for some food to eat. 1, 2, 3. Because remember, insects have 3 body parts. Ants are really good at showing these body parts. When you feel that you have enough ants on your paper, you can then wait for it to dry to put on the legs and antenna. Now for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to try to draw over it. Pick up your pen, Super Preppies, and you're going to want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, and you can even add some antennas. There's my antennas at the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs, and you're going to want to make sure that every ant has their legs. You can see this has been kind of hard to do where the paint is wet, but where the ant is on a white part of the tablecloth, it's going to come out really well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and my antennas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm not going to finish this, but you can go ahead and put legs and antennas on every ant. I hope you enjoy making your own tablecloth filled with ants. And if you want to later when the paint's all dry, you can even cut out a bunch of purple circles and put a pile of grapes on the table for the ants to eat. Well, now we're at the end of our day where I give you the website, and today's website has to do with ants. It's called coolfacts.com. This website will give you facts about pretty much everything under the sun. So you're going to want to go to the search bar, almost down to the bottom, and you're going to want to type in Ant Facts for Kids. This will give you a really good list of some interesting facts that even the most squeamish kid will enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, friends. Okay, I know I just said goodbye, but I forgot our estimation jar. It's time to count how many animal crackers we had inside the jar. Are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now my son's estimate was 17, so he was a little high today, but that's okay. It's all right if your estimate is not perfect. If you got 12, wonderful. If you got 13 or 20, wonderful. You're giving it your best shot, and that's what estimating is all about. Goodbye for a second time.